Gary says, hey.
And just a sec here. I think it's being a little goofy right now here. Hello, everybody. All right, I guess the echo was happening there, but I was just making sure that. All right, so hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mikestand. Sorry, we're a little late tonight. Got caught up doing some other things this afternoon. So, anyways, so hopefully everybody's been having a good weekend. Of course, we're start of the week here, but getting ready to go ahead and get into the comics for tonight. Tonight, we're going to be going over comics that went on sale in May of 1940. From what we know of today as Harvey, the books were like from Brook World and Worth Carnahan. So before we get into more detail on that, though, let me introduce my co-host for the night from Critical Blast, R.J. Carter. I'm going to also hand over to him for a moment so he could, introduce himself and promote anything you're doing, promote any project, your channel. You know the shtick, right?
I know the shtick. I invented the shtick. So I'm here for it. Hi everybody. I am RJ Carter, senior managing editor here at criticalblast.com, chief envelope licker for Critical Blast Logistics, myopic proofreader for Critical Blast Publishing, and I will help you with your data if you're just trying to get your pack list ready for your crowdfunder with Critical Blast Consulting.
Okay. Anything more you want to add to that, or anything?
We've been super busy. If you want to find out our latest books, which are on Amazon, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, and everywhere else you can buy books, we have Loose Threads by Mark Polton has just been released on April 1st. Simultaneously, we have Lost Magic from Armand Nassim. That is out there as well. And we are releasing the first 4 volumes of Southern Nights in color in a hardback form. So,
and you can always share any link you wish to in the chat as you go along and all that. So
exactly, yes. As soon as I get my my second monitor set up where I can more easily do things like that, I will definitely start doing that again.
All right, so let's get to the topic at hand tonight. Then, so tonight is Sunday night. It's our weekly look back down comics history lane. This week we are, as I said, we're going back. We're continuing our trip through May of 1940. We're going to be looking at, of course, Speed Comics, Volume 1, Issue 10, Champion Comics, Volume 1, Issue 9, which, from what I found out, is the last available good scan copy. Even though Champion Comics went all the way up to Issue 11, 9, I guess, was the last one where you had the full color and all that. So this is going to probably be the last Champion Comics we're going to be reading from Worth Carnahan. And then, of course, Cyclone Comics #1 as well. So that's pretty much and I think we're going to do 4 features tonight. We're going to look at Shock Gibson from Speed Comics. That's where we're going to start. And then we're going to go over to Champion Comics. We're going to do the Champ one last time. Remember the Champ art? I think you read him once before with me.
Oh, a couple of times before. Yeah, I remember the Champion.
Yeah, the Champ. Then of course we'll finish up with a couple of features from the Cyclone Comics #1, Tornado Tom, an interesting story there, and Sergeant Buzz Sawyer, a story of a state trooper. Of course, not to be confused with the late professional wrestler Buzz Sawyer, Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer.
I'd say that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, well, because there was a professional wrestler who went by that name back in the '80s, early '90s. Passed away, I believe, in like '92 from, I believe it was a DO, so a drug overdose. So, um, but with that being said, but the one we're talking about, of course, is a cop. So, with that being said, why don't I go ahead and pull that up then? And we will get going here since I pull that up, of course. All right, so now there's as I said, the first one we're going to go to is Speed Comics. And I've told you this before, RJ. I usually go in descending order from, terms of how I read, from most pages to least pages.
Sure.
That makes sense after all, right?
Makes the stories go faster as you get further into it.
Right. Get the big readings out of the way first, and that way as your energy kind of starts to go. So let's see. I'll let you do the narration tonight, of course. You wanna read this part, and then we'll figure out the voices as we go along.
All right. Yeah, this is Speed Comics featuring Shock Gibson, the human dynamo from July.
And also starring
with Biff Bannon and Spike Marlin, which just sounds like people's names, but they were actual, comic strips.
Yeah. Well, as we know, the comic strip names were usually named after the eponymous characters, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And do we all know what eponymous means?
I know what eponymous means. It's named after the name.
Right. That's what I figured as much. But anyways, so here we go. Here you go, RJ.
All right. Shock Gibson. Charles Gibson was at work when his laboratory was struck by lightning. Some chemical and electrical reaction caused a mysterious change. Instead of killing the youth, it made him all-powerful, endowed with almost unbelievable strength and energy. The youth dedicated his powers for the service of humanity. He adopted a distinctive costume and the name Shock Gibson, vowing to work always in the interest of fair play. Don't try this at home.
Yeah. Some of this sounds familiar, doesn't it, RJ?
Oh yeah. This is the Flash's origin, but with electrical powers coming out of it.
Yeah. And what about that last line right there?
Fair play, that's Mr. Terrific.
Uh-huh. Which Mr. Terrific, Terry Sloan or Michael Holt?
Well, both of them. They both have fair play on their costume.
Right. But who originated it?
No, Terry was the first one, of course.
Right.
Well, you trying to trip me up tonight, man? Come on.
I'm just playing trivia pieces here. All right.
Yeah. At Yarvard College, not to be confused with that other famous college, works Dr. Bronson, famous scientist.
I'm on the verge of a great discovery.
But on his way home, he is abducted.
Get in the car. The boss wants you.
You can't do this.
At Rinston College, also not to be confused with another great college, another scientist vanishes.
Where is Professor Kepchik?
I don't know. He's disappeared. At Hale College, also, never mind. The same thing happens.
Extra! Great Hale scientist missing!
In a hollowed-out peak in the Rocky Mountains is the headquarters of Comrade Ratsky, foreign spy.
Comrade Ratsky, wow. Where do you think he's from?
I got an idea. California.
Well, it might be from today's California. Unfortunately, so am I.
This is true. This is true, Comrade Ratsky.
You men are the best of America's brains. My agents have kidnapped you. I aim to destroy America. I'll force you to invent scientific tools of destruction for me. If you refuse, there's torture. Will you work as I say? I know that's probably not the greatest, right? But that's the best I can come up with at the moment.
That's fine. I suppose we'll have to.
He has us in his power.
This is horrible. A few weeks later.
Oh, wait, we're going down. Ha ha ha. We're going down and then across. So take over,
Okay.
Mr. Ratsky.
Okay. Oh, good. Then you can make an earthquake in any place I choose. Make one in Western City.
Oh, wait, you know what? I was wrong. It is going weird. Okay, Ratsky's asking a question. A few weeks later.
Dr. Bronson, haven't you made that earthquake machine yet?
Still you.
That's me too. That's me too. Yes. It's just finished. Oh, good. Then you can make an earthquake in any place I choose. Make one in Western City.
Any particular Western city?
Okay. I hate to do this.
An earthquake in Western City.
I think Western City was the name of the city.
I know. Just the guy's running out of naming conventions here. It's an earthquake! Run!
We'll all be killed.
Chuck Gibson speeds to the rescue.
An earthquake is bad business.
He arrives in Western City.
Help, help!
We're trapped under here.
Shock grips the house with mighty strength.
Get steam shovel. We'll smother. Oh, wait, that wasn't him. Oh, well.
That seems like it'd be him, but you're right. It's got the people inside. It has to be. And lifts it.
No, I think it came from behind the mountain, believe it or not. That's what,
Yeah, it was weird balloon placement.
Yeah. I don't need a steam shovel.
The victims escape. You saved our lives.
I don't know. I don't see how you did it. There's something very strange about this earthquake. Quakes are not usual here.
Really? Not California then. Okay. Down the street, a looter plies his vile trade. Shock springs to action.
There'll be no looting here.
Other looters arrive. Shoot him in the back.
Yeah, that's an honorable way to go, right?
Oh, yeah. But Shock's electrical field of force saves him. Field of force, not to be confused with the force field. They're totally different trademark things.
Yeah.
He whirls to seize the looters.
Let go. The boss will rub you out for this. Who is your boss? We won't tell. He'd torture us.
Shock leaps high into the air. Above the city. Oh, it's impossible. While beneath him, the ruined town bursts into flames. Oh my gosh, first an earthquake and now it's on fire.
What more can happen in this city, I wonder? I wonder who. Will you tell now? Or shall I drop you into the fire? We'll tell. We'll tell.
I forgot which one was us.
Well, you were the
Yeah.
brownish orange one. I was the green one.
They're both the same looking thug, except for their costumes.
Right.
Shock lands safely outside the town.
Now talk, you human vultures, or we'll go up again. The boss is Comrade Ratsky. He made the earthquake. What? It's true. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. He's somewhere near Skytop Mountain. Oh, now they have an arrow.
Yeah, now we do. Okay, thanks, guys. And when it was most obvious, too.
The state police arrive. What's going on here?
Arrest these two men for looting.
Got any evidence? Hey, you, wait. I want to talk to you.
Can't wait. I'm going to be busy.
Shock starts for Skytop Mountain.
A man-made earthquake that's serious.
Meanwhile, Ratsky.
Professor Kepchik, I want that serum for enlarging insects.
Boy, you can't fault Ratsky for having an imagination now. Come on. I have it. One drop of this serum will enlarge any small insect to the size of an ox, but it is criminal to use it.
Hence the point.
Yeah.
Outside the laboratory.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Hand me that beetle. This little bug? What for?
Because I told you to.
The beetle is enlarged.
Gosh. Golly, boss, I'm scared. There it goes. My huge insects will destroy America. Catch me some more little bugs. Oh yeah, what a plot! What a plot! Let's enlarge insects to destroy America. RJ, yeah. I know you got Carrie sitting there with you. Ask her this for me. What would she do if she's walking down the street and all of a sudden a large bug came upon her?
Walk the other way. You know, we
walk the other way or run.
We live in St. Louis. This happens all the time.
What, giant bugs?
Yeah.
Have you not seen the mosquitoes?
Yeah, the mosquitoes here alone, you know, come on.
The monster beetle crawls down the mountain. Up from the valley speeds a bus.
A woman screamed. A shot rang out. Oh, wait.
The monster beetle shoves it off the road.
What the?
Yeah. It's a nice bus, by the way.
It rips open the sides.
Eek!
Help! Horror!
And seizes the passengers, as giant bugs are wont to do.
Help! Help! Somebody's in trouble. That thing must be destroyed.
The monster reaches for Shock. But Shock leaps over its back.
I'm not caught so easily. Now I need a big stick.
Or a big fly swatter.
This tree will do.
Shock uproots a tree. And smashes it down on the beetle. Killing the monster. Meanwhile...
Now I'll try it on a fly.
Amazing what scientists can do when you just threaten them with a little torture.
Soon, a giant fly buzzes off.
Mothra, Mothra, Mothra.
Buzz, buzz. Boss, I don't like those things. You keep still. They're wonderful. So this guy, I guess, has an affinity for bugs, doesn't he?
Well, he does. Well, he's got a third scientist. Let's see what he's got that guy cooking up.
The giant fly swoops at Shock.
What's that? What's that buzzing noise? Buzz, buzz.
His phone's on vibrate.
It seizes him and carries him into the air. But Shock
Yeah, I wonder
recovers
what's
from
going
his
to happen
surprise.
there because I have a feeling that we'll see new meaning to the word bug zapper. I believe.
Yeah, he's a giant battery. So come on.
But Shock recovers from his surprise.
I've got to do something.
Oh, really?
He kicks upward swiftly and kills the giant fly. Then Shock parachutes down.
Shock can fly. Why does he? Never mind.
Well, we'll talk about that in a bit because we talk about that stuff all the time, right? When
Yes.
it comes to these stories.
Oh yeah.
The wings act just like a chute. Yeah, I've heard of that before. I've heard of people using, at least in cartoons and stuff like that, using sometimes insects' wings, sometimes birds' wings as gliders or parachutes or what have you.
Yeah.
It's a happy landing.
Shock continues on his way.
I'm getting near Skytop Mountain.
On Skytop Mountain,
The nosy Shock Gibson is coming. Boss, that's bad. I'll fix him. Catch me a spider.
This was the best I could do, sir.
a monster spider is created.
Boss, that's terrible. I quit.
Between two peaks, a monster spider spins a huge web.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah. Mountain-sized spider web. Okay.
That is kind of an interesting sight, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Like Shock's not going to see it and run right into it.
Yeah. Or run right through it with his shocking body, right?
Yeah.
Shock, bounding up the mountain,
Lands in the huge web. You stupid.
Hey, what's this?
he struggles.
I've got to break out somehow.
The monster spider approaches.
This isn't pleasant.
Shock creates electrical sparks, and the web catches fire.
Because that's what things do when they catch sparks, right?
Yeah. The monster spider is burned up.
Phew, that spider almost got me. He's killed my spider. I've got to do something. I'll try a cockroach next. Cockroach? You go from a spider to a cockroach. Something tells me that's almost a downgrade. What do you think?
Not only did this cockroach get bigger, but it grew 4 extra legs.
A monster cockroach is created. But the huge roach turns on Ratsky.
No, keep away.
You didn't train your roaches first?
It seizes him
It's got me. Oh,
and carries him off in its jaws.
help!
Just as Shock arrives,
Ratsky has met the fate he deserved. I think that's the end of him.
but in the valley, a mountain lion springs at the giant roach.
Oh, this is gonna be fun, isn't it?
During the fight, Ratsky escapes.
I'm lucky to be alive.
Meanwhile,
This must lead to something.
Shock crashes through the door into Ratsky's headquarters.
This was his hideout, all right.
He frees the scientists.
You can go back to your colleges. Thank heaven you came. Ratsky was a fiend. Was he now?
Was he now? That's Shock. It's just going the wrong way because I don't think the machine's talking.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, based on I wasn't sure it was Shock or maybe Dr. Bronson or something.
Yeah, Shock outran his word balloon.
This must all be destroyed. Gentlemen, you must forget all your inventions. We will.
Yes.
You must come to Yarvard. We'll give you a degree. I can't spare the time. There's too much evil in the world.
Follow the adventures of Shock Gibson in each issue of Speed Comics.
Wow, that was said to be 22 pages right there. That what do you think, RJ? That kind of went kind of quick, didn't it?
That read quick, but this was Lord I can't remember his name now. Lord Bulwer Lytton kind of material here. It was a dark and stormy night.
Hold on just a second, RJ, because I want to welcome somebody. Hey, Shozo, welcome to the show. Hopefully you're happy. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. Of course, a quick friendly reminder to everybody. If you haven't already, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, to where we can bring in some friendly people to engage, that'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here we talk about grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I will try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. With that being said, of course, so let's talk a little bit about this story, RJ. Overall impressions.
Oh, this was just one. The guy had no idea for a plot. He's like, what can he hit next? Giant insects. Oh, okay, we'll do that. Well, what did the third scientist do? We ran out of pages with all the giant insects, so we had to cut it short. The third scientist, he just sort of got coffee for the other two or something.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I was just thinking that too as you said that. We didn't even get to what he had the third scientist.
Yeah,
got to like 20. Now, mind you, at this time, lead features for the most part, like with some of the more bigger books, or bigger companies like DC, like they would usually give the lead and primary backup feature like 12 to 13 pages, and everything else was anywhere between 4 and 8 pages. Now, on some of these smaller companies, everything was a little bit more balanced. Everything was between 4 and 8 pages, but usually the lead and backups were usually 8 to 10 pages. So they gave this book for lead 22 pages, about twice, maybe 3 times as much as most other books,
and 4 times as much.
Couldn't fit in a third scientist to figure out what dastardly device they got the third scientist to.
Well, by the time the mountain lion showed up, the third scientist was like shoved to the back of the plot.
Is Carrie engaging there a bit? RJ, she got some things she's saying.
She can't help. No, she can't help but hear me though because we're in the same room. So
that's you guys. It was great until he got to the spider.
Yeah, it was great until the spider. Then she was done.
I'm glad you're enjoying the content at least. But anyways, so you know what I'll be asking later. When we get through all 4 of the stories we're doing.
Oh yeah, I've already ranked this one.
It's
You
the other.
doubt very
the other
seriously
three
you're
are-
going to probably find one that's worse. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
the other three are competing for last place at this point now. It's theirs to lose. It's their race to lose.
All right. So, anyways, let me of course go back up. Get ready to move on to the next story, which will be Champion Comics number 9. We'll be looking at our old buddy, the Champ. Something tells me that one might be a bit better, just knowing the type of story it is.
And this story's a lot more fun in reverse.
Yeah.
This is like when we were in grade school and we'd watch the film and then they'd get to the end of it, but they wouldn't let it go flip, 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 and they'd rewind it. And you'd watch the entire movie backwards again.
Yeah. Actually, it didn't. I don't think it ever worked out that way when I was in school, but what have you? All right, so let's get to Champion Comics with our old buddy, the Champ. Let me get to where we're going here. Alrighty then.
We don't even get a cover this time. Oh, there it is.
It is.
Adventure,
It's just
thrill,
not in the
action.
place you think it should be.
Yeah.
Well, Mr.
Isn't that
Narrator,
clever?
you want to read the intro there?
Adventure, thrills, action. In Champion Comics, only 10 cents. That's a pretty good looking cover.
Mm-hmm.
Big content for cash prizes. Big contest for cash prizes. Duke O'Dowd, The Champ, Neptina, Dragon's Teeth, Liberty Lads, and Jungle Man, and many other exciting features.
We'll breeze past Duke O'Dowd here, get down to the Champ. In this case, even though the Champ has the most pages at 10 in this book, it's not the lead feature; it's a second feature.
I like Duke O'Dowd.
I can understand why, because the Champ would be considered just a regular adventure type hero, whereas Duke O'Dowd, I think, is a superhero. But
I've never heard of Duke O'Dowd, but I like his costume. It's just a pair of red trunks and a red cape, and he's just naked. Yeah, just
outside of it.
The Champ by George Little. The baseball season in Midwest College is in full swing. The championship game with State. It's always with State. Its powerful rival is just 1 week away.
Say, Champ, you never pitched better ball in your life than you did today. That dipsy doodle ball of yours is a wow. I think dipsy doodle was another term they would use for curveball. I think that was one of the slight variations.
It was like curved down and up.
Yeah. I would right. You have the guy in the middle there, then I'll take Champ over there at the right. So,
all right, Henry's right. That curve's a wonder. What a surprise it's going to be to State.
Thanks, fellas. I hope you're right.
On the campus of State University, a little group of students gather.
Congratulations, Finch. You certainly were lucky to get into State after getting kicked out of Midwest. How did you do it?
Never mind how. I've got a big drag around here. Really? What is that? That's vernacular I'm not familiar with.
We're lucky too with Finch pitching for State. Now we have a chance to lick Midwest. But don't forget that the Champ. He's the best pitcher in college baseball today.
Don't worry about the Champ. I'll fix him. That night, Burton Finch, State's pitcher, meets Gil Tomlinson, an underworld character.
Look, Gil, we've got to put the champ out of the way for the big game. There's 50 in it for you.
Okay, Bert. Just leave it to me.
Next evening.
It's a note from Ray Madsen to meet from Faye Madsen to meet her at the Jollywood nightclub. Says she's in trouble. Jollywood nightclub. I wonder what that could be comparing to.
Gosh, I don't know.
Again? Say what? Would that girl do with what would that girl do without you, champ?
Later. Would you like something to drink while you're waiting, sir?
No, I don't drink. Just bring me a glass of milk.
So, no, you don't want something to drink. Just bring a glass of. Okay, never mind.
Well,
Said,
I think even back then I think they kind of understood that usually when somebody would ask you for a drink in a restaurant, it would be implied. Yeah. I think it would still be implied usually, for alcohol, I would think.
Right. Oh, well, an hour later, Faye has not shown up. As Champ leaves, a drunk bumps into him.
Pardon me.
Hey, look where you're going. I'll teach you not to bump into a gent.
Out of the way, fellow. You're drunk.
Come on, guys. He's getting tough with Charlie.
Frame up, huh? Well, here's a little present for you, Gil. What's the matter, boys? Can't take it?
Let's beat it. We've got the goods on him now. Next day, the Dean confronts Champ with pictures of the fight. Rolling in a low dive. You know that is against the rules. What do you say, young? There's specifically a rule that says no brawling in low dives. What do you say, young man?
It was a trick. I am innocent, sir, and I can prove it.
You'll have to suspend him from baseball practice until this is cleared up.
But we need him. It's only 5 days to the game with state. Yes, he suspended me. I've got to clear myself so I can play in the big game. Let's go over to the nightclub and do our own investigating. Look, Henry. That's the fellow who took the pictures. Let's get him. Can't wait for Henry. I have to get this guy. Now get inside.
Looking for trouble, buddy? The cameraman is no match for the Champ's fighting speed. Now, didn't the Champ, like in issue 1, get some sort of like Captain America formula?
Which is probably why he can't beat his speed, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and here's plenty of it. Wait here. I'll bring him to in this drugstore. Here, smell this.
Oh, no, I'm not falling for that trick. What hit me? A truck?
A truck. So that should answer your question about the formula. Giddy there, RJ?
Yeah, I'm reading ahead.
Now you tell me about that frame up.
Okay. No hard feelings, buddy. Come on, I'll blow you to a soda.
We'll be out in a minute.
That's what
I think blow you in this case meant something entirely different than it does today. RJ.
No, that's what it says. We're going with the words.
Oh my god.
And it's getting better.
Yeah, you want you want to explain to everybody why you're laughing, RJ?
Nope. They know.
Well, I would contend it might have a slightly different meaning than what you think, but
Okay, but for right now, come on, I'll blow you to a soda.
oh boy. We'll be out in a minute.
Don't worry, kid. I'll straighten it out with the dean.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I'm sorry, but if you're blowing him to a soda, you're not straightening anything, pal.
So that's probably why you were laughing in the first place, and you said you read ads.
And while he's threatening to straighten it out with the dean, he's roofing the guy with knockout powder.
Oh boy. Drive Midwest College.
None of the stuff works, buddy. He's getting in the car waiting for the champ to pass out because he wants to blow him to a soda.
Anyways.
Once in the cab, the powerful drug takes quick effect.
Say, I feel awfully sleepy.
The kid's taking his afternoon nap. Meanwhile, Coach bumps into Faye.
I don't understand, Coach. I didn't send any note to the champ. It must have been a forgery. What?
If what you say is true, Miss Mason, then I have done that young man a great injustice. Coach Barker, reinstate the champ at once.
Thank you, sir. I will. Oh, good. Then he can play.
Say, have any of you fellows seen the champ? I can't find him.
I wonder what happened to him.
Seems kind of funny if you ask me. Finch's pals at Midwest have spread rumors that Champ was blown, was scared, and took a run-out powder. Do you think he's yellow?
Well, he picked a bad time to run out just before the big game. The champ's not yellow. He's looking for the crooks who framed him. He must be in trouble. I've got to find that cameraman.
On the day of the big game.
Boy, where are we going with that possibility?
I don't know. That cameraman's a busy guy picking up guys. On the day of the big game, after frantic searching, Henry locates the cab driver. Sure, I won't forget that ride in a hurry. I bet not. Took them over to the top side of town. Hop in, I'll show you the place.
If I go through the front, I'll only walk into a trap. Maybe I can sneak in through the cellar. Lucky I found it open.
Oh, glory, he found a hole. You're too innocent to understand that, Mike. Come on, don't laugh at that.
Yeah, I understand where you're going with it.
Okay.
That's why it's so funny. Oh, bye. This dumbwaiter is just the thing if I can only fit into it.
Squeeze in, Henry. Henry fits snugly into the dumbwaiter. By pulling on the rope, he lifts himself to the first floor.
Lucky the door is thin. I can hear every word.
Turn on the radio.
The problem is, so can they, dummy.
Yeah, especially if you're talking out loud. Turn on the radio, Silky. Champ wants to listen to the game. Ha ha ha. And the only substitution for Midwest. Brown is pitching instead of the champ. The champ has no name.
Too bad you can't be there, champ. Almost feel sorry for Midwest. Ha ha ha.
Silky, it's not safe to keep him here. Get the boys and take him out to the garage. We'll switch him to the country hideout. Henry lowers himself to the cellar, then hurries to the garage, where he waits in hiding. Henry, faking a gun in his pocket because he was happy, suddenly emerges to the surprise of Gil and his gang.
Sting him up. You're all covered.
The surprise is all the champ needs.
Attaboy, Henry.
What the?
And this is for old time's sake. I wish I had a camera so I could take a picture of you now. Hurry up, Henry. We've got to get to the game somehow. Okay, big boy. Step on it.
Oh, my head. What hit me?
What hit me?
Maybe this will stop him.
Boom. Oh, he shot a hole in the back of the car, and now the car is leaking. Must be where the gas tank is.
In a furious race against time, Champ and Henry head for the airport.
We're
gotta
sunk.
fly to the thing, I'll make it.
We're sunk. The game will be over in half an hour, and state is more than 20 miles away. I've got to make it.
The car sputters and stops.
Gun green for out of gas. He must have hit the tank. Look, the airport a mile from here, and the next plane leaves at 3:15. Only 4 minutes. I'll have to hurry.
Now, this is before the 4-minute mile was a world record, guys.
Get some gas and follow when you can. I'm going to catch that plane. Man!
1 mile in 4 minutes. Can he make it?
Let's see. Boy, I've got to beat the world record to get there and done. Yeah, really?
Yeah, no kidding. You got to set the world's record.
Hey, wait a minute.
He makes
Stop,
it.
I want to get on.
Champ explains his situation to the pilot.
I hate to ask you to do this, pilot, but I've got to get to that game.
It's against regulations, young fella, but if you can use a parachute, I'll chance it.
Oh my!
Where'd you go? Fly over.
Did Carrie just say what or something like that?
Yeah, she's incredulous at this.
She's incredulous.
But this is much better than
I can't wait for after we finish the story to hear what you guys have to say about this story.
This is far better than a mountain lion showing up, unless a mountain lion catches him in the parachute. That'd be great.
This one's much
So 15 minutes later, that's the field just ahead. Happy landing.
Thanks, I'll need it.
He's gonna parachute into the ballpark.
With nerves of steel, Champ leaps from the swiftly moving plane. The game is still in progress. He is not too late.
Hot dog, I'm going to make it. It's the champ! Are we lucky?
Yeah.
Hello, fellows. Better late than never.
What a sight for sore eyes.
Glad you're here, kid. No time to lose. Get into uniform. Quick. Scores 3-3. Beginning of the 9th.
Oh. They at least they kept the score down.
Champ's old enemy, Burton Finch, pitching for state, gets nervous when he sees the champ and loses control. How did that guy get here?
Say what? That's the third man Finch has walked.
What's the matter with him anyway?
Ball 4, take your base.
Oh, he loaded the bases.
Oh, what a dramatic thing, huh?
Yep. Finch regains his composure and strikes out the next two batters.
Strike 3, you're out.
It's the pitcher's time up, and he can't hit. We'll have to put in a pinch hitter. Wait a minute. The champ is the pitcher.
Who's it going to be, Coach? Well, if the champ just got there, for all you know, champ hasn't actually pitched yet.
He hasn't actually pitched yet, so he can't hit. Okay. Here's the champ.
Two out, champ, and 3 men on.
What a setup. What a setup. Go in there, champ, and land the ball.
Baseball trope of an ending.
Exactly. Go in there, champ, and lam that ball. But don't swing at any wild ones. Remember, a walk now is as good as a hit. The score is tied. Any kind of base means a run.
Thanks, Coach. I'll do my best. Come on, champ.
Give that ball a ride.
Well, Finch, let's see you put one over the platter.
Finch winds up and lets go with all the speed he possesses. The ball heads straight for Champ's head.
He's trying to beat him.
Stop, Champ! Champ swiftly twists away from the pitch, but gets hit in the elbow.
Well, that was okay. Just a little reminder to people who don't know that much about baseball. Hitting him would be the same as a walk. They just put him on base. Everybody would advance, and they'd lose the game. Stupid.
Exactly. Well, it's the top of the ninth. They get a chance to come back up. Champ gets his base, and the run is forced in, but his pitching arm is useless.
The champ is hurt.
He won't be able to pitch now. Who can they put in? The next Midwest batter lifts a long fly to center field for the third out.
Now we're in a spot. We haven't any other pitcher good enough. Don't worry, Coach. I'll hold him.
The crowd is astounded to see Champ walk to the mound with his right arm hanging limply by his side. The crowd stands in amazement as he puts his glove on his right hand and warms up with his left.
Lucky, I've still got a left hand. Batter up. So again, probably due in part to the fact that he drank that formula we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
that may have given him the ability of ambidextry.
Yeah, he's an amphibious pitcher now.
And I do know, because I actually saw the Facebook photo the other day of Kerry at Busch Stadium, I believe.
Yes, stalking our Facebook profiles, are you?
So you probably knew this or heard about this back in I believe in the 80s, early 90s. There's a pitcher named Greg Harris. I believe he was with Montreal at the time, and he actually pitched a game, where he would switch back and forth from right to left, showing that he was an ambidextrous pitcher.
Yep. They're amphibious.
What was that?
They're amphibious pitchers. Yes.
Yeah.
There was a headline where they called the pitcher who could do that. They said it was an amphibious player. Nobody bothered to check this.
Check the word.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the word is actually ambidextrous, not.
It is, sure. Yeah, it is. But so, the writer didn't bother to check it out, so the pitcher was a frog. Champ winds up and pitches a fast curve. It's the Dipsy Doodle Ball, pitched left-handed.
Strike!
He strikes out State with his Dipsy Doodle Ball.
Strike 3! You're out!
Midwest wins the most important game of the year, 4-3 by Champ's amazing feat. The crowd goes wild.
Ray Champ!
Hey, Champ!
I still can't believe it. What a man!
They breathe loudly through their mouths.
What a honey!
So, the Champ has defeated State and Burton Finch's crooked schemes single-handed. Well, except for the guys who, got those other 3 runs that actually won the game. What thrilling adventures will befall him next as sinister forces pit themselves against him?
And of course, we won't find out. Unfortunately, I don't believe, because, as I said,
last
issue that we have available. But overall impressions of this, of your interpretation of this, of what you believe is this homoerotic story.
Yes, this one was much better. This one was much better than some mountain lion randomly attacking a giant cockroach. This was great.
And I can hear Carrie laughing in the background.
Oh,
She's laughing
this one was
the story, or the fact that I outright said homoerotic interpretation.
Yeah, that made her laugh. But this was an easy one to have fun with. It was like everything they said was like, yeah.
There was innuendo in there. Even though I don't know,
especially when Henry called
innuendo, would have been too fond of that innuendo back in 1930s. Because
that's fine, especially when Henry crawled innuendo into the basement. It's a
yeah. All right. So, anyways, overall impressions, RJ. I don't know if you had more to say on that, or
no. I think this one speaks for itself.
If you think about it, I think my very statement, homoerotic interpretation, was probably enough said, right?
We gave it our best shot.
All right, so we're about halfway through the story. We're just coming up on an hour now, so we're actually making good time here.
Yeah, let's keep it going here. RJ's got things to do, people to see, places to go, books to pack.
Well, I do know. And I take it Carrie is enjoying herself, as I hear some of her reactions in the background there.
Oh, you guys always crack me up. I love it. It's always entertaining.
Yep.
Well, I do try to have fun with this. As I've always said, I try to make this one part comic book review, one part dramatic reading. Granted, I know it can be funny sometimes, me with my baritone voice trying to pull off a woman's voice. That's probably, other guys have volunteered. I think RJ's volunteered on a few occasions.
On a few occasions,
on a couple of occasions, what have you. But
I can vogue it from now and then.
You guys are just
we're going to the Cyclone Comics.
All right. Now the funny thing is, here on this site, they say it's from Holyoke, but it's actually from. These ones are actually from Worth Carnahan, which eventually was bought up by Harvey. So I think there's a little bit of a misissue here. All right, well, there we go. So we're going to do a couple stories from here. We're going to do, like I said, Tornado Tom first, and then State Trooper Buzz Sawyer. So,
all right, let's get into Cyclone Comics. I want to see what Tornado Tom's powers are, if he's a superhero or just an action hero guy.
Well, you want to read the other stuff too there?
Ain't nothing there but Cyclone Comics. Number 1.
June.
Well, June. Oh, there we go. Tornado Tom, the Human Whirlwind.
State Trooper Sergeant Buzz Sawyer, Nick Nelson of the Navy, Mr. Q, Master Detective, Volton, the Human Generator, Red Knight, Crusade Adventure, King Anthony, Ted Cameron, and Koru, the Black Lion. Kingdom of the Moon, Did You Ever, and many others. There was more.
All right. And there's go for it, RJ.
Tornado Tom. Tom Kenny, an honest, hardworking young farmhand, is caught up by a cyclone and whirled about above the earth for hours. Instead of getting really, really dizzy or dead, he is finally deposited in another state, unhurt except for a strange feeling of power. He discovers that in some remarkable way, the cyclone has imparted something of its strength and violence to him, making him the physical match for a dozen ordinary men and capable of great speed.
So basically, the cyclone endowed him with its power. That is basically, and
this is as good as Dynamite Thor. You know, the guy who kept exploding dynamite around himself until he built up an immunity to it. Yeah, that was great. I love Dynamite Thor.
Yeah. Now, just a little side note for modern cartoon fans in particular. This Tom Kenny, of course, not to be confused with the voice actor known for providing the voice of Professor Utonium from the original Powerpuff Girls back in the 90s, among many other Cartoon Network selections. So just a little.
He was also the Penguin on the Batman animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what the? I'm dizzy. I wonder how that happened.
B, you hurt, son?
No, guess not. Where am I?
Why, in my field. That's where ye be. How in Sam Hill did you get here anyway?
The violent whirl of the hurricane leaves him without any memory of his past. Who is he? Where is he? Tom only knows that he has a good appetite. I can't quite figure out how I got here, but I hope I'm in time for lunch. Can I earn a meal, mister?
Well, son, I reckon I can use one more husky hand. Let's go to the bunkhouse. Meet Tornado Tom, men.
Huh. Sounds like a palooka.
New guy? Huh? Glad
to meet you, fellas, but I'm gladder to meet this chow. Oh, they pulled the chair away from him. That's not nice.
Ha ha! And maybe you're glad to meet the floor too. The narration's at the bottom of that panel.
Yep. Tom gets to his feet with blood in his eye. He is mad clean through.
Oh, what a tumble!
Grabs the man around the neck. Tom hurls the Joker through the window. Okay, that's going to cost more than your meal, Tom. The workers charge the angry Tom in an attempt to subdue him.
The guy's nuts! Boys, mow him down!
But Tom seems to have the strength of a dozen men. Now, why did I do that? I must be more careful. I'm too strong.
RJ.
Yeah, they put the narration at the bottom. This is why these companies didn't last. After the battle. Now, why did I do that? I must be more careful. I'm too strong to play rough like this.
Hey, what are you trying to do? Why you maniac? Get off my property before I take a shotgun to you.
Yeah, you took out his workers. Okay, mister, I'm sorry I played too rough for your boys.
Get out.
What's the matter with me anyway? Just as I was about to eat, too. Gosh, I'm hungry. A speeding auto is coming towards Tom. And narrowly misses him. Why the darn... Oh, Tom tries to stop the car, but it whizzes past, narrowly missing him. Tom sees red. Why, the darn fool nearly ran me down. Tom suddenly starts to run after the fast disappearing car. Tom races over the road at a remarkable speed. The auto is nearly overtaken when...
Step on the gas, Pete. That guy we passed is catching up with us.
Oh, you nuts. We're making 70 and there ain't no guy what can run that fast. You're screwy, Mike. What the? I said I wanted a ride, and I'm gonna have one. Plug the guy, Mike. He's got us. Thanks for the lift. And I don't like these pea shooters, mister. You asked for it, wise guy, so here's where you get it. As the crazed driver turns to fire at Tom, the hurtling car strikes a rut and swerves from the road and crashes into a fence. Wow, that was a short trip. Now what? Looks as though my two companions didn't want to play anymore. He's just kind of wandering dumb and stupid through life here and just beating things up.
It's kind of a typical. I mean, of course, another character we would see probably a few years later, maybe about I don't know. Let's see, this is 1940, so maybe about what 5-10 years later. You know, it kind of reminds me of Baby Huey.
Yeah,
Harvey
Baby
Comics,
Huey,
right?
the big who didn't know his own strength. Yep, I remember him.
Well, you can still watch him on. You can still watch him on MeTV Tunes on Casper and Company.
Yes, you can. Say, this is a lot of dough for these two such weaklings to be carrying around. Bet some bank would like to see this bag of chips. While from down the road comes a shriek of a siren. A police car is coming. And you're holding the stolen money. Way to go, Tom. Tom flags the oncoming car. Police have something to say.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to figure out which one because it's like I can't. Okay, so they really concealed the tail there pretty well between those two cops.
Yeah.
They're the card men smashed up. Cover this mug while we take a look. Get him up, buddy. Taking no chances.
Why pick on me? The men you want are over there by the car.
It's a pair of them, all right. Mike's done for, but Tony Fox is just knocked out. Who is the other fellow? Okay, so just so everybody understands, when RJ, when they say Mike is done for, what's that to imply?
He's dead. He's dead, Jim.
He's deader than what?
Than disco.
Deader than disco? Deader than a doornail?
Yeah. If you're referring to me, I'm Tom. Who are you?
Say, but you're a cool one. We happen to be police officers, Mr. Tom, cops from Somerset. Ever hear of Somerset and the Third National Bank?
Why, no, officer, can't say that I have. Is that where all this money came from?
This guy is either on the level or the best actor I've met. Bring him along, Casey. We've got to get to headquarters.
Well, let's go. I suppose you'll be wanting these nice little fellas. What are we waiting for?
Well, I'll be.
Tom meets Police Chief Gates and Mr. Cobb, bank president.
How about it, young fellow? Let's hear what you have to say for yourself. We can't make out. Chief doesn't seem to be one of the hold up gang. Who is the guy?
Tom tells his story. And that's all I know. I'm just Tom, and I'm plenty hungry.
Chief, I believe the lad. Sounds queer, I know, but
He
I
should have seen the
think,
last story.
but I, what was that, RJ?
I said he should have been in the last story.
Well, we'll talk about that in just a moment. as
I
soon
know
as-
we will.
But I think friend Tom is sincere. At any event, he saved the bank's money, so let's give him a break. All right, so
Yes, we know.
yes, we know, but it's always good to review our vocabulary, Mr. Carter. So, of course, the word queer had basically a different meaning. Well, had somewhat of a different meaning as compared to today. What was that meaning back then?
It meant strange.
Strange,
funny.
weird, different,
Not
right?
funny, haha.
Yeah. But of course, today it generally means a term meaning somebody who identifies themselves as part of the LGBTQ community or whatever. But you could also argue, you could, I guess, make some people would say it would be a fallacious argument that even in that might be considered, strange, weird, or different. So,
Probably how the word made the transition.
yeah. Okay, son. Mr. Cobb says, son. So, and the feed's on me. What'll you have?
Hey, this chow is good.
It all sounds screwy to me, fella. But the old man's boss. So you outran an auto doing better than 70 baloney. Step on it, Clancy. Chief wants you in a hurry. There's trouble at the canning factory.
Some other catastrophe for Tom to get involved in. But this food gives me strength. Maybe I can be of some help at the factory. Hey, wait for me. Well, here I come anyway.
He's about to show him his ability.
Yeah.
Right?
A labor agitator incites the men to riot. The cops are met with violence. Tom arrives and gets into the fight. It's all over but the shouting. Here's the
Classic
head.
thing right there, isn't it?
Yeah, here's the head rat.
Say, kid, you're some whirlwind. Oh, 3 cheers for Tornado Tom, the human whirlwind.
Did you see that fella sail into the mob?
Boy, what a fight.
Another Tornado Tom adventure next month.
All right, RJ. Overall impressions of this story.
Not as good as the champ, but still much better than Buzz.
All right. Well, you know what I'm going to probably ask at the very end. We'll at least do one more story.
That's why I'm ranking them now.
You're just getting everything set, so you'll have everything ready.
Yep.
Hey, Metal. Let me just get caught up on. And Fitzgerald also reminded us that Tom Kenny is also the voice of SpongeBob.
Oh, that's right. He is.
We're coming up on an hour 15, so yeah, this.
Right.
So this will probably.
By the way,
oh, go ahead, RJ. Sorry.
Stuff happened since our last show, Mike. I'm sure you know about it all, but some of your viewers may not.
be quite aware. But
Well, if
Our
you want to share, RJ, feel free to do so.
our RJ went to Eureka Springs, Arkansas 2 weeks ago, and came back with a missus.
Yeah, let me. I'm sorry, I should have probably did this before. Let me just do this.
Yep.
So that's us. We got married. Yeah, and there's our Loki light reflecting the lights into the screen. Aha. But yep. I went and did it. We went and did it.
Huh?
She did more than I did.
Well, look, you're both you're both looking to be each other's company for the remainder of your lives now, huh?
They even gave us a license. See, we're allowed. We're legal. So fourth story. Let's get on it. What are we doing?
All right. So with that, we do have one more story. We'll go. As I said, we're now 116. So this will probably be the last story we'll do tonight. The one we're gonna do next year. As soon as I get down to it. There's Mr. Q. There's Karoo, the Black Lion. That
Not a whole lot of dialogue.
That one's only a 2-pager. All right, so here we go. This is the last one. Sergeant Buzz Sawyer, State Trooper. Not to be as I said earlier, not to be confused with Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer, the late professional wrestler from the late 80s, early 90s, from the 80s, early 90s.
Yep.
So
he's a state trooper. Well, the eyes of the trooper are upon you. Oh wait, wrong show. Unique in the annals of maintaining law and order is a body of men whose deeds of valor often go unheralded and unsung. These heroes of the hinterlands perform a type of police work that requires the greatest courage and fortitude. They are the protectors of the small, isolated communities, often the victims of unscrupulous fugitive criminals from the big cities. The safety of millions of rural New Yorkers depends on the vigilance of a handful of gray-clad state troopers.
Da 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 da. And then you see who wrote the story there?
Chaz M. Quinlan, like I know who that is. A mysterious urgent phone call comes into trooper headquarters at Carde, New York.
Hello, yes. Hanos-in? Rush a trooper? Okay. Right away. Who's calling? Hey. It's Hanos' place, Sarge. It's Hanos' place, Sarge. Something up over there. Woman called, wouldn't give her name. She said, hurry, you better go, on the button.
Jumping snakes. Can't I ever read a paper in peace around here? Cars hurriedly pull out of the way as the trooper roars by. Must be somebody's cat stuck up a tree, and I've got to get it down. Shucks. While at Hanos Roadside Inn, a fierce battle is rapidly wrecking the place.
Oh, my table, my glassa, my disha. I'm a ruin. The trooper, where she is.
Buzz Sawyer arrives in a cloud of dust, thunder of hoofbeats, and the mighty hi-ho silver. Wow. The way that guy pulled up must be in a hurry. Hey, it's a state trooper. Let's stop. I'll bet something's up. It was not Buzz. I thought I was going to start reading there, but it was just some passerby. And as he dashes up the steps, a chair comes crashing through the window. My, here's your ringside seat, Sergeant. Sit down. Who's talking? He's talking to himself. Okay. My, here's your ringside seat, Sergeant. Sit down and make yourself at home. Hey, what's going on here?
Cops need it. Oh! Get back there and slug that cop. He's got Joe, and he'll make him squeal. Okay, boss. I'll get him.
While Buzz questions his cringing prisoner. All right, Mug. Come now, open up. What's this all about?
Okay, boss. Okay, don't hit me.
Hey, officer, look out! Queek! Oh, that's the Italian guy. I wasn't being racist enough when I read that bubble. That was yours.
Oh my God.
But the proprietor's warning comes too late, and the thugs escape from the unconscious trooper. The belligerents leap into their waiting cars and speed away in opposite directions.
We'll get those mugs later for cutting in on our racket. Step on it.
Meanwhile, Hano revives the trooper.
Gee, I'm a think she's killer you, Mr. Cop. You feel gooder now?
Yeah, thanks, Hano. I'm okay now. Wow, what a bump. Hey, what started this ruckus anyhow?
Well, first, three men come in my place. They tell me I must pay $50 a month for get a protect. Then some more dim fella come in. They say say nothing. Just a look one by the otter, and boom bang, like the cat and dog, they start a fight. So the old protection racket bit, huh?
Yeah. Buzz Sawyer instantly comprehends the important significance of the innkeeper's startling explanation. Holy Joe, rival extortion gangs are working way up here. I better hop back to headquarters.
You catch them, maybe?
He realizes that no time must be wasted in apprehending the gangs. Arriving at headquarters, Buzz calls his men together and issues quick, snappy orders. Comb every place around here. Ask questions, get all the dope you can on these men. They must be caught at once. Okay, get going. And the troopers roar away to put Buzz's plan into action. Innkeepers, merchants, etc. all are questioned for a clue that will help to locate the vicious racketeers.
How much?
Are they coming back? Who, what, when, where?
Did they threaten you?
Were they here?
Then they spot us chiseling on their racket. They start working us over when in poops the trooper. And we beat it. We better land, boss. I'm telling you. Joe's right, Slick.
And at the rival gang hideout.
You gonna do them?
Boys, the trooper are wise to us, and they're poison on rackets. Slick's double-crossing put the finger on us, and we're going to rub him out. Now! Buzz gets the first real, tangible lead.
Yes, one of their collectors is due here any minute.
Good. Don't pay him a cent. I'll take care of him.
Give me Doran 812. Hello, that you, boss? Chink talking this guy. Oh boy, Murray won't pay. What? Come in? Okay, boss. All right.
The Chinese guy is named Chink. I love it.
What was that?
Are you kidding me?
No, it's 1940. The Chinese guy on the phone. This is Chink. Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
you haven't seen
we're
some of the
we're about to address that, Carrie. We're about to address that. Okay,
Okay.
so mind you, this is
Nope.
1940.
Yep, still
Now,
wasn't right.
Okay.
yeah, it still wasn't right then. It's not considered right now. It wasn't right then, albeit in their mindset, it was unfortunately considered appropriate and right. But it's not. We
Okay.
don't condone it. All we do is we just relate the times.
And we make fun of it, which is why I go into a Birmingham voice whenever we have one of the African American characters show up in the comics, and
Yeah.
they get lambasted that way.
Yeah. Well, and and at times, RJ, you've actually, saved me from having to try to do that stuff too at times.
Yeah, boss, I do what I can.
Stop it now. That's terrible.
In the adjoining booth, Buzz listens. Duran 812. Good. That's the gang hideout. Hello, information. Official call. Badge number 71, State Police. Get me the address of Duran 8112. 26 Main Street. Thanks. Now to get a couple of the boys.
All right. Before we do continue on, I do want to just let Carrie know. Carrie, we don't condone some of the language that's used here, but it was unfortunately a part of the time. That's all we're doing. It's just historical.
We're covered. We're covered.
We're good. I was just giving him trouble because it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, she likes to give me trouble. It's okay.
All right. I just want to make sure.
There's no trouble in
I don't want
paradise.
to start World War III here. RJ, you know me.
No, we're good. We're good.
Two troopers quickly respond to Buzz's hurried summons for help.
The Sarge must have uncovered the hot lead. There, Jack. 26 Main. We better hustle.
As the sergeant cautiously ascends the stairs leading to the racketeer's den. Surprise! The gang is just leaving as Buzz is about to enter.
Wow. Talk about happenstance.
Yeah.
Cops!
Reach! But this gang is not going to be taken without a fight. Seeing that the trooper is alone, they rush at him. Get him, boys. And Buzz starts buzzing.
That's an interesting way of starting that panel, huh?
Apparently that's how he got his name, yeah. The battle gets too hot, and two of the racketeers try to make a getaway down the stairs.
Come on, I'm getting out of here.
Me too. But Buzz spies them. Hey, where do you think you guys are going? And goes hurtling down headlong on top of them.
There's another classic visual from that time period.
Yep, that's a good angle. That's good camera angle for virtual camera angle. When the two troopers Buzz called for arrive, the gang's hideout is a veritable shambles.
I'll just make sure. All right. As usual, Sergeant Buzz puts them through the sawmill, and we come in and pick up the pieces.
All right, boys, gather them up, take them over to the jail. I'll go on ahead and make out my report. So long. See you later.
Calling Sergeant Sawyer in car 31. Sergeant Sawyer, car 31.
Car 31, where are you? What, already? Sergeant Sawyer proceeded at once to 27 Harton Lane. Woman called, runs trooper in a hurry. That is all. Must be someone cat stuck up a tree and they need me to get it down. Aw, shucks. That's what he said last time, but we won't know what it is until another exciting adventure of State Trooper next month.
All right. So, overall impressions, RJ, of this story.
Oh, I you know what? This one wasn't bad, but this one's sort of, little dry. This one's a little bit sort of like taken from the files of police headquarters kind of thing. It's kind of story you'd hear on classic radio program. So, it's okay. It's nothing is as bad as Shock Gibson was. That one was
all right.
terrible.
Well, why don't? Well, Let's see. It's coming up on 1:30 now. Let me see. I think we might have time because there was one other story that kind of caught my interest. It's only 4 pages. I think we can probably do it and still.
I think we can get a 4-pager in, but you're gonna ruin my curve now. I had them all ranked. I got to
Well, I mean, yeah, I want me. I want to try to get this as close to 2 hours as possible.
I know.
But the last story here, Kingdom of the Moon. That one kind of the title intrigued me. So why don't we go ahead and check that one out, and then we will, of course, after I ask about the overall impressions, and we'll get into, of course, what we were. And even though I didn't read any of it all, I have a feeling Voltron is almost the same exact type of story as Shock Gibson. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
There's the Red Knight of the Crusades. Home page of Pets. Nick Nelson of the Navy. Yeah, again, it was kind of interesting how they talk about diversity in comics today, right?
Right.
You think about the stories that they had back here were pretty diverse for their time. In terms of you had a bunch of different. You had superheroes, you had adventures, you had military, had a little bit of everything, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, so here it is, Kingdom of the Moon.
Apparently it's King Vito. It is the year of 1940. The world is a seething cauldron of hate and unrest. The armies of the power-mad dictators sweep over Europe and Asia. Directly in the path of the invaders lies the ancient kingdom of Verdina. The valiant King Vito knows that defeat is inevitable, and in order to avert complete annihilation, resorts to flight.
Of course, here's another story in which the comic book writers of this time were trying to get people to support the war. We're still, of course,
which we weren't in yet.
Yeah, still well over a year before we even get involved.
Invasion, the dreaded word that strikes terror to all men. Well, if that panel isn't propaganda, I don't know what isn't.
Shia, the enemy has broken through our lines and are approaching the city.
All hope gone, the king breaks the news gently.
I am sorry, but we must retreat to the city at once.
There is hand-to-hand fighting in the streets as the invaders push relentlessly on to the royal palace. Realizing that the palace is the invaders' objective, King Vito frantically rushes home.
Hurry, France. Hurry, the queen and my son are in great danger. Come quickly, Elga. We must fly for our lives. Fly for our lives. An interesting little tidbit there.
You're right, Vito. But where can we go?
So decided to save me from trying to do the woman this time, huh?
I did. I saved you. As if in answer to Queen Elga's query, the Televisa crackles a sharp summons, and a kindly old face begins to appear on the viewplate.
Sire, all is not lost. All is not lost. Be not afraid. Listen to me.
King Vito is angered at the intrusion.
Who are you, and how did you close the connection on the Televisa? Ah, my king, strange are the ways of Nerim.
You just made that word up.
No, I didn't. That's what it Nerim. N-E-R.
I know.
Now, go to the balcony quickly. Then listen carefully to my instructions.
The voice of Narim carries to Vito on the balcony.
A car awaits at the rear of the palace. Take your family with you. Hurry. Heavens, it's the invaders.
King Vito, the Queen, and the Prince dash hurriedly to the waiting car.
Oh, Daddy, it's fun. This is fun.
Fun. But an invader officer sees them escaping and gives the alarm. There they go. Quick, fire, shoot them down. And 2 armored invader cars are off in pursuit of the fleeing monarchs. With bullets spattering all about them, the escaping car swerves into a narrow alley. Then out on an open terrain, it roars toward a distant mountain. But the invaders' car doggedly hangs on to the trail of their quarry. The strange hooded driver shouts a warning to his royal passengers.
Keep down, sire. We are still within range of their guns.
From his mountain lookout, Narim watches the race against death.
All is in readiness. Ah, the adder brings them swiftly. All right. Well, before we continue on here, what do you think the adder means in this case?
It means the masked driver.
That might be it, but it could it could be. I'm just going a little wild here with this. It could maybe be something more metaphysical in nature, because an adder, of course, there's an adding machine. That's one definition of an adder, but an adder is also a snake. Maybe a mystical snake involved.
Could be, but they just mentioned that the driver was mysterious and masked, so I figured he had a name of some kind that was mysterious.
All right, so.
All right. High in the clouds, invader planes are informed of the royal flight.
Occupants of car escaping up Mount Narim are king and queen of Verdina. Attack at once. Destroy them.
The strain of the hazardous flight begins to tell on the queen. Why prolong the agony, Vito? They will catch us and kill us anyway.
Hush, Elga. You must have courage. Oh, okay, there's the mask driver. I didn't even realize it was a mask driver.
At Elga's outburst, the driver turns.
You are wrong, Highness. They will not catch us. Or kill us either. We are almost there. Look ahead. Oh, I get it. Because he sent the car to them so they could escape. So the adder may be his servant.
As the royal fugitives look up, they see before them an amazing globular structure, perched precariously on top of the mountain.
Wow, look at how that thing's perched. Look at how that thing's perched.
It could roll right down that road like an Indiana Jones film. Heavy curved doors swing open, and the car dashes inside just as enemy cars leap into view. And from the clouds, the invader planes dive down to the attack. As the adder signals from the head of the stairs, Narim closes a giant switch.
We are ready, Master.
There is a deafening roar, and the entire structure springs high into the air. At the same instant, the invader cars and planes burst into flames and explode. Off into space. Don't miss next month's episode.
Wow, so overall impressions, RJ, that one went really quick.
Yeah, well, he's apparently rescued the king and queen, and to hell with the rest of the kingdom. They're going to go to the moon.
All right. So with that being said then, overall impressions of that story.
Not terrible. That's more of a Edgar Rice Burroughs kind of story there. Almost even Jules Verne-esque. There was just like a mystery guy with a mystery machine, and he's taking people into space.
All right. So now with all that, of course, being said, anything more? First off, anything more you want to say about that story in particular before
Nope.
we move on to the next? Okay.
Nope, that was good.
All right. So now, with all that being said, of course, we did read 5 features tonight. So, and you know what time it is, right? So
It's time for.
Well, not for the niche history just yet. First off, so we read 5 features tonight. So out of of the 5 features, which one did you like the most, and your reasoning for it?
I think the Champ had the better story. I mean, all the fun we had with it aside, it was at least, not stuff just being pulled out of the writer's rear to keep the page count going. It was.
You just can't escape the whole.
I wasn't even trying. But it was a logical story, a bit trite, of course. Come on, bases loaded, 2 outs, and the Champ comes up to get beaned. But that was the obvious out, and then they rescued it by saying, "Oh wait, that's the top of the inning." They get to come up, and he's beaned on the elbow, and he's got to throw with his other hand. So they pulled a Princess Bride pitcher on him, says, but I am also not left-handed, and pitches with the other hand. Yeah, he was an amphibious pitcher. That was right.
Yeah, I get the joke now, but okay. So I've asked you which one you like the most. So of course the natural next question is, which story did you like the least and why?
Oh, it's got to be Shop Gibson this time. I've liked Shop Gibsons in the past, but this one here was just a mess of a science fantasy story. Like, I need scientists to create things I need. You make an earthquake machine. Okay, I can do that. Really, you can? And you make a formula to make bugs giant. Like, okay, sure, if I have to. Seriously, come on, guys.
Yeah, and with 22 pages, they still couldn't get the third scientist in there.
Yeah, third scientist still couldn't get any airtime. Well, that's because he was from Rinston, and nothing good comes out of Rinston.
All right, so now with that part done, of course. So now we're at like hour 42. So I'm hoping that this last portion of the show will carry us through a good chunk of the remaining of it, at least 10 minutes.
Oh, we're close enough. It's time for This Week in.
Well, this weekend.
This weekend in
niche history. Let me just go ahead and look back a bit here real quick as let's see. All right, so first off, we're going to head back to yesterday. We're going to head back 70 years ago yesterday. And on yesterday's date, 70 years ago, back in on March 29th, 1955, the 40th issue of Submariner from Marvel, which at the time was known as Comic Combine Corporation, went on sale on newsstands. It was a bi-monthly book, sold for 10 cents a copy. 32 pages with, of course, Stan Lee doing the editing, and had the Submariner, and featured 3 of the 4 stories. So on yesterday's date, 70 years ago, the 40th issue of Submariner went on sale on newsstands. So look at the cover there, RJ.
Oh yeah, that was Namor.
Roman spelled backwards.
Yep. All right. So with that being said, now
But wait, we're not knowing niche history, are we?
Yeah.
Because I have niche history.
Oh yeah.
I have niche history. I come prepared for this show, Mike. Come on. I'm not just, sitting here reading comics.
You have something you want to share in the niche history segment? Go.
I will contribute this. Yes, on this day, March 30th, in now I lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. In 2001, Cartoon Network released The Fairly Odd Parents.
Okay, that was 24 years ago today.
And on this day in 1964, we were introduced to the very first episode of, well, let me rephrase that statement. This show debuted on March 30th, 1964. Now, please phrase your answer in the form of a question.
1964. March 30th. I have two possible answers here. I'll just throw one out, and then you can tell me if I'm right, or actually now three. Now that comes to mind. What is? Huh?
I pretty much given it away, but yes, please phrase your question, your answer in the form of a question.
What is Peter Potamus?
No.
What is Magilla Gorilla?
No.
What is? Well, I don't think it. No, it can't be that. That didn't come out till 67. The only other one that I'm thinking of that it could be possibly was what is Adamant? But I think he came out in 65.
Nope, it's way more obvious than that. The answer is, what is Jeopardy?
Oh, no wonder. I rarely watch. I mean, I was aware of it in the 80s, and that's the one even that one though, I would not have been like totally sure when it came out. But
it's also John Aston's birthday. So
John Aston, and he's still alive, isn't he?
He is still alive. He is still alive, and he is still keeping Scooby-Doo from using his voice on DVD releases of the Addams Family. So,
yeah, he's got to be what, in his 90s now, right?
Born in 1930.
1930, so that would mean he's 95 today.
Yes.
All right, so let me. Well, thank you for those. That was very interesting. Oh, Nickelodeon from shows over there.
Yeah, because I think I said Cartoon Network. I forgot Nickelodeon was a thing.
Yeah, but with that, let me continue on then. Moving forward for yesterday's date. So on so going back 15 years ago yesterday, back to 2010 on March 29th, 2010, as it were. On yesterday's date in 2010, 15 years ago, the anime Hanakappa, OLM's Zebek Hanakappa, premiered in Japan on yesterday's date back in 2010. So 15 years ago yesterday, the Japanese from OLM and Zebek Hanakappa premiered on Japanese television yesterday back in 2010. All right, so now moving on to today's date. Let me just once again remind myself a couple of things here. Okay, on today's date in 2010, so 15 years ago today, this name should sound very familiar to you. Oops, wrong one there. I don't know why I did that. That wasn't where I was trying to go. Let's try this again, Mikey. There we go, right there. On this date, 15 years ago today, voice actress Jane Webb, of course known as the voice of Batgirl on the new Batman Adventures for Filmation, among other Filmation series. On this date, 15 years ago. She passed away at the age of 84. So, American film, radio, and voice actress Jane Webb passed away at the age of 84 on this date back in 2010, 15 years ago. Known, of course, primarily for her work on filmation, most notably as the voice of Batgirl on the new Adventures of Batman and Robin. The series that, of course, gave introduced everybody to the animated world of Batmite. You remember
Yeah,
that?
I remember Batmite. I didn't know she did Batgirl. I thought Melinda Britt did Batgirl.
I think they did say that she did Batgirl on one of the series. I thought it was the New Adventures of, because I do, yeah, Melody Britt did her too, but let's see, filmography, radio, because I know she did it too, but just trying to remember. Let's see, I know she did it. I just gotta find it here. Oh yeah. Oh, it was part of the Batman Superman hour. It was actually the '60s one. Yeah, Melody Britt did do the one in the '70s. That was, so I kind of got them confused there. She did the one for the Batman Superman hour. That was actually filmation as well. Actually.
Oh yeah.
And
she was also like yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Huh?
She was also on radio programs like Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, and Let George Do It.
And of course, on many of the Archie shows from the '60s, she was Betty Cooper, Veronica, Miss Grundy, Big Ethel, Sabrina Spellman. On a lot of the late '60s, early '70s. She was on Groovy Ghoulies as well. So basically, but she passed away on today's date back in 2010, 15 years ago.
She also did Wonder Woman.
She did, you mean?
She did the voice of Wonder Woman in one episode of one show. Do you know what show that was?
The Brady Kids, if I remember.
Look at this, man. Give the man a cigar.
Yeah. Took me a second, but I remember that somehow. But
yeah,
it's been a while since I watched the Brady Kids. Yeah, that was the one where they were trying to show that girls could do just as good as boys in certain things, particularly in sports and all that, I believe. Actually, that was not the one where Jan was trying to argue brains over bronze kind of thing too, and she came on and they claimed that it's good to have both good brains and brawn. All right, and now last but not least, moving ahead to 2015. On this date, 10 years ago today, in 2015, on this date in 2015, WWE had its Monday Night Raw on this date back in 2015 from the SAP Center in San Jose, California. It was the Raw right after WrestleMania. On that particular show, the main event saw Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, and Ryback defeat the Authority of Kane, who, of course, I don't know if you guys knew this, Kane is now currently the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, and Knox County, Tennessee. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. Seth Rollins, he's using his real name of Glenn Jacobs, as mayor. So
I would hope so.
Seth Rollins?
No, Kane. Glenn Jacobs is who we're talking about. Okay. Glenn Jacobs, Kane, is currently the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee.
Cool.
All right. Seth Rollins and Big Show on that. Let's see. Among some of the other, John Cena retained the United States Championship over Dean Ambrose. Damien Mizdow defeated Stardust in just under 2.5 minutes. And the show opened up with Daniel Bryan retaining the WWE Intercontinental title over Dolph Ziggler. So that all happened in 2015. All right, so we're pretty much at the end there. RJ, I do thank you for being here tonight. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Before, of course, I completely wrap everything up here. Would you like to do any closing promotions? Maybe share any links or promote anything you want to do one last time before we head out?
Just hit criticalblast.com and go to the bookstore tab. You'll be caught up to date on all the new stuff we're doing. I've got to update that because we do new stuff every other day, and we put stuff up today that's not out there yet. So your Color Southern Nights and your hardcover copies of things like Pizza Tree and Lost Magic and and Loose Threads. All of those graphic novels are going up today. And Gods and Services will be out this Tuesday.
All right. Anything more? Or?
That's it. That's enough.
Right. So with that being said, I thank everybody for being here tonight. RJ, if you could stick around for just a couple minutes after the show for post-show stuff, that'd be appreciated. But with that, I thank everybody for being here. I hope everybody had fun tonight. We'll be back here tomorrow night with more Niche News. And with that being said, we will see you all tomorrow. Bye.